It is officially 9:30. We'll call the meeting to order, and we'll start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. And if the clerk could take the roll, please.
Commissioner Look.
Here.
Commissioner Brastad.
Here.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Here.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Here.
Commissioner West.
Here.
Commissioner Gamache.
Here.
Commissioner Schulte.
Here.
The first item is tax claims and abatements. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
There's a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brastad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is review of checks issued from Finance and Central Services and from Human Services. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
There's a second?
Second?
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Then we have approval of the minutes from our August 14th County Board meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. We have no items today under Chair's remarks, so we will jump directly into committee reports. The first one is Management Committee Report. Commissioner West.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have one action item today and then a second additional item. 1A is the restructure in administration in medical examiner's office, going from a .25 FTE office investigator grade B11 to a 1 FTE office investigator grade B011.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second?
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brastad.
Aye.
Motion carries. Then the additional agenda.
And the additional is adopting Resolution 2018 M6, approving the arbitration award covering the collective bargaining agreement between the County of Anoka and Law Enforcement Labor Services, Inc. It's representing the work release juvenile detention unit for calendar years 2017 to 2019.
Is there an offer of the resolution?
I'll offer it.
Resolution has been offered. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brastad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And Madam Chair, the rest on the original agenda is informational, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Commissioner West. Now we'll move on to Transportation Committee Report. Commissioner Schulte.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Our committee had the opportunity to meet on Monday, August 20th, here in the Government Center, and we came up with a few items for you to act on today. First, the committee recommends approval of a resolution supporting a funding application to the Minnesota Department of Transportation for a Transit Coordination Assistance Project grant to study transportation services for enhanced mobility of seniors and individuals with disabilities, and enter into an agreement with the Minnesota Department of Transportation once that grant is awarded.
Is there an offer of the resolution?
Offer it.
Resolution has been offered. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brastad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item.
And we have three items for you under the Highway Division. The committee recommends approval to enter into a joint powers agreement with the City of Coon Rapids for the Pleasure Creek Culvert Extension under Coon Rapids Boulevard in the City of Coon Rapids. I will move it,
Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion?
Madam Chair. Just for the board's edification, those in the public, this is there's a pedestrian bridge on the north side of Coon Rapids Boulevard, down around the 300 block of Coon Rapids Boulevard. That pedestrian bridge is failing. We also have some erosion issues on the north side of Coon Rapids Boulevard on the county right-of-way. So to stabilize that erosion and to eliminate the need for the pedestrian bridge, we'll extend that culvert and build a new walkway that doesn't need a bridge, so the walkway will be directly on the culvert. And this will be a shared cost with the city of Coon Rapids, so it's a kind of a win-win situation between the county and the city.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
The committee recommends approval to enter into a joint powers agreement with the city of Blaine to expedite the receipt and transfer of funds from the city of Blaine to the Minnesota Department of Transportation for the Highway 65 corridor study.
Is there a motion to
I'll
approve?
move it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
The committee recommends approval to award a contract in the amount of $1,517,478.70 to Zenith Tech Incorporated for the county state aid Highway 14 bridge number 02015 to address failing bridge support mechanism, which includes minor modifications to existing guardrail, concrete curb and median, bridge deck expansion joint replacement, as well as the relocation of existing private access in the city of Coon Rapids. I would move that, Madam Chair.
Okay, is there a second?
Second?
Further discussion?
Madam Chair. As a way of explanation, this is our land bridge that runs in front of the Lawrence property by Lowe's in Coon Rapids. We had a failure last year where we did an emergency repair. This will be a more permanent repair to a number of the same related joints. The road will not be closed completely as it was last time. It will be shifted. It will be one lane in each direction while they do the work. The work should be completed this year yet before winter sets in. So the public should be aware that there may be some delays in the area as construction's going on, and we ask you to please drive safely through the area to protect the contractors while they work.
Right?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Just a quick question, maybe Doug. When I looked at this picture, I kind of forgot about all the different environmental things here. You got two big ponds over there, you've got wetland on the other side. Is any of the problems that we're having related to the ground shifting up and down, is that basically what's causing it? And are we doing anything differently this time, or is it just a matter of something happened that we weren't expecting?
Doug?
Madam Chair, Commissioner Gamache, County Commissioners, my name is Doug Fisher. I'm the County Engineer and Transportation Division Manager. No, it's really a structural element of the bridge, where the actually it just looks like a concrete pavement out there, but really it's a 34-span bridge. So the soils underneath the bridge have settled, are dropping, but that really is unrelated to the structural integrity of the bridge. What failed was a joint, structural joint. It failed where one of the slabs sits on kind of a pier ledge on the pier cap. That sheared off, and we found that re-examining that, it just really was not a proper joint detail and structural support for a bridge slab. And we have 5 locations across the whole bridge where this appears. So we're going to go in and reconstruct that joint detail in all places. But you know, the reason the land bridge is there is because of the unsuitable soils and the depth of it. Normally we would muck it out and replace it with good sand fill that we could just build a road on. But when we get so deep, it's actually more cost effective to actually build a bridge across that than it is to muck it all out and have the environmental impacts associated with that. So the bridge, you know, is there for a purpose, but really the settling soils and the changes in the unsuitable soils, it really is not the cause of what failed and why we're doing our work.
All right, thank you.
Commissioner Schulte?
And Madam Chair, for further edification, and not to pass blame or the buck, but this was a Minnesota Department of Transportation let project back when they were in control of the roadway. They engineered it, they designed it, they built it. with a contractor. Everything was built to spec, so it wasn't like the builder did anything wrong. It was just poorly designed. It met the standards at the time. They probably realize now it was a bad design and a bad idea. We take full responsibility. We now have control of the road, and we have secured federal funding to help pay for this, so the Anoka County taxpayer can be somewhat comforted that it isn't their direct tax dollar, but a dollar they sent to Washington that came back to us to fix it.
Good.
All right. Roll call vote?
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Madam Chair, that there is an informational item there you'll see under transit. Our committee did discuss the pilot project that had run in Fridley for last mile connection to try and get people to ride the North Star train and to service the larger private businesses down in that area. That pilot project is coming to a close. It doesn't appear that it was successful enough to perpetuate the project. Unless the Met Council steps up and says, hey, we think we want to try that longer, here's some more money, let's try it again. Or if the businesses decide it was really important somehow and they want to continue it, at that point, we'll continue to be a partner in some form. Other than that, this pilot will expire. And our committee took no action, and the board is required to take no action at this point, just as an informational item for everybody here. And that does conclude my report, Madam Chair.
Right, thank you. Now we'll move on to Finance and Capital Improvements Committee report. Commissioner Look.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Finance and Capital Improvements Committee met on August 21st. Came away with two action items. The first is the committee recommends the county board approve consenting to and amending the lease contract C0000926 with SEEP effective August 1st, 2018, allowing SEEP to assign the lease to the Salvation Army. Salvation Army, as I understand, is picking up their work here in the area, and this is just a straightforward assigning of a lease.
I will move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
Madam Chair, the second item is to consider recommending the county board take the following actions in relation to agreements between Anoka County and Anoka County Housing and Redevelopment Authority concerning the Jackson Street properties, the Cronin Building, and the Blaine Human Service Center. And essentially, Minnesota state statutes allow us a better framework for a more efficient, framework for leasing these properties out, which we do, than what we're currently set up as. So it's the intention to just transfer these over to the Anoka County Housing and Redevelopment Authority to manage and work with those leases.
Okay, is there a motion to approve items 2A through E?
So moved.
There's a second. Okay, further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Madam Chair, that concludes my report.
Right, thank you. Next, we'll move on to Human Services Committee report. We have just a few items to approve on the agenda today. Public Health and Environmental Services, consider recommending the county board chair enter into a 2019 residential recycling agreements for distribution of SCORE funds and enhancement grants to municipalities in accordance with the contract template and funding formula. And then the next item is to consider recommending the county board enter into a contract amendment in an amount of $1,022,184 for the Child and Teen Checkup Program from January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2019. Is there a motion
move it,
to approve? Okay, so items 1 and 2 have been moved by Commissioner Kordiak. I will second those. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Cordiak.
Aye.
Motion carries. The next item is Resolution 2018-HS13, approving economic assistance actions and payments, and I'll offer that resolution. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Cordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries. The next is Resolution 2018-HS14, accepting gifts for human services. And we were contacted by a nonprofit organization who we've worked with before, Operation No Limits, about donating 2 replacement gym basketball backboards, hoops, and nets. And that is to the juvenile center at no cost to the county, and we just appreciate their generosity, so wanted to acknowledge that. I'll offer that resolution. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Cordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries. The next one is Resolution 2018-HS15, again, accepting additional gifts for human services. This is for 3 different nonprofit organizations: St. Joseph of the Lakes Catholic Church in Lino Lakes, Safe Haven Foster Shop, and the Forgotten Initiative, donating items for children who are placed in foster care through our Children and Family Services area. So we just appreciate, again, the generosity of these 3 organizations and would offer that resolution. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Cordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Motion carries. And that concludes my report. Now we'll move on to Public Safety Committee report. Commissioner Brassad.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Public Safety Committee met on August 22nd, and we have one action item, and that is the committee recommends the county board adopt Resolution 2018 PS12, accepting dedicated donation from Lake George Conservation Club.
Is there an offer of the resolution?
I'll offer it.
Resolution has been offered. Further discussion?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I would just point out for the public, if they're really curious, we did meet on the 21st, not the 22nd.
Okay. All right. And with that, roll call vote.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Cordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
And that concludes my report.
Right, thank you very much. Now we'll move on to committee appointments. We have a number of appointments that need to be made for the Workforce Development Board. The first is to consider appointing Teresa Zingery, representing the Anoka Hennepin School District, to the Anoka County Workforce Development Board for a 2-year term expiring June 30th, 2020, and that's replacing Pat Adams, who retired. And then the next are to consider reappointing the following individuals to the Anoka County Workforce Development Board, again for a 2-year term expiring June 30th, 2020. Dr. Elena Blyfield, Eric Thorvig, Jessica Lippa, Julie Lundberg, Patrick McFarland, Raymond Zarin, and Rebecca Johnson. So I would move items 9A and B.
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Is there anything else to come before the county board? Not, meeting is adjourned.